So let me go over to the Philadelphia Eagles X account. Let me see where we are. Oh, there's the interception, the famed interception. 16.2 million people have watched Jalen Hurts throw a pick. Do I think it's classic? Yes, I do. Do I think it's meaningless? Yes, I do. Do I think it's hilarious? Yes, I do. Do I think it shows why everyone wants to validate themselves? Look, the Eagles are even accentuating Jalen Hurts throwing a pick in training camp. Do I think the social media people with the Eagles did that? Of course not. They were trying to showcase Q. But in my business, sometimes things don't land where you want them to. And that's exactly what that was. You may make a topic, or you may make a statement, or you say anything like Colin Kaepernick. Colin Kaepernick thought he was talking about injustice in society until he was disrespecting the American flag, and that's where people landed on with it. Kaepernick may have been right in what he was talking about when it came to the injustices for minorities in America, but that's not where it landed. It landed on him disrespecting the United States flag. May not have been his intention. That's not the point. That's not the point. God bless. How did that disrespect the flag? That's exactly what I just said. Exactly what I just said. The only video that's funnier than Hurts' interception is when Steve Atwater knocked out Okoye. Love that video, by the way. Hey, you want another video? Watch Ed Reed knocking that punter out in the Pro Bowl. That's another video for you and your viewing delight. Go watch that one there, Kyle. It's hilarious. So that video's now at, and probably will get to around 18, 19 million people watching it. Why? Because people are on one side or the other when it comes to Jalen Hurts. And that's what makes the kid polarizing. He doesn't have the greatest style in the world. He's not the greatest pocket passer. The guy has a great resume, and you can't figure a guy like that out. Actually, what it actually has done, it's put more eyeballs on him. At the end of the day, that video helps Hurts more than it hurts him, unless he stinks this year. It's going to be cut or dry. That's what that video shows. People are going to be right or wrong on him. I think it's beautiful. You're going to get clarity with that. 16.2 million people think, as of today, who have watched that video, are goofing on the guy. And then there's the other side that are the Jalenites that throw cover for him no matter what. And you know the new whipping boy is? Hollywood Brown. My God almighty, I've never seen a fan base use more excuses for a quarterback in my life than the Philadelphia Eagles. Now it's Hollywood Brown's fault that Hurts throws picks in practice. Really? Okay. Dude, Sean Mannion, as soon as that thing goes sideways or gets a little rocky in the beginning of the year, that guy's going to get his ass kicked at Lincoln Financial. He's going to get his ass kicked because you guys make excuses. Kings of it. No doubt. Me? Hey, I love it. It's content. I don't give a shit either way. I really don't. To me, it's content. 16.2 million people. Most of the people, I heard John McMullen's rant. Where are we going? Well, John, let me clue you in on something here, son. In today's world, this is what we do for a living. We watch what people want to see, and we comment on it. You can't just dismiss 16.2 million people and say, what are you doing? Well, They're interested in seeing what Hurts is going to do this year. That's what they're doing. It makes no sense. Yes, it does. This is the world we live in today. I hate the world we live in today. That's completely irrelevant when people say that. Completely irrelevant. This is where we are. And by the way, if I were people who worked in the newspaper industry or in the magazine industry, I'd be pissed off at social media too, because you know why? It's taking most of your jobs away. Radio's in shambles. Print media, newspapers are folding. I would hate it too. I would hate it too. Hey, by the way, everyone is watching this year. Everyone. And what that quarterback's going to do. Hey, listen, when you're sold on somebody, you buy it. Or when you're sold on something, you buy it. Even the Philadelphia Eagles aren't sold on him, or they would have given him his money. Plain and simple here. Hey, I'm sold on him. Here's your contract. Like I said, in 2022, when he came off the Super Bowl loss, the Eagles had no problem giving him $255 million in the offseason. They had no problem. Now they do. All right. And there is no plan in contracts. It's no plan. Stupidity. Hey, do I really think that the interception's a big deal in context? No. It's one of 1,000 passes in practice, right? But it matters to people who are trying to vindicate and validate themselves on what they see with that quarterback. Hey, get over it. This is where you are today. And you don't have to run and defend your girlfriend every single time. I even wrote a topic down to that. Why are so many Eagle fans so sensitive with Hurts? Is it race? Is it him being an Eagle? Is it him being a quarterback? Or is it all of the above? It's probably all of the above. That's why. Hey, that's polarizing. I love that. Don't tell me race don't play a part of it. Of course it does. His resume, of course it does. The team he plays on, of course it does. Hey, don't be afraid to hit topics that talk about why over 16 million people tuned in to see a guy throw a pick. And that's how they labeled it. Like I said, the social media people with the Eagles were trying to accentuate Quinyon Mitchell because Vic, the previous day, had said that he's still a virgin in the regular season on INTs. That's why he punted the ball. That's the context of that video. But that's not how it landed. And get this. You don't even really have to read any of this or any of these guys because, again, it's completely irrelevant what they're saying. 16 million people tuned on to watch Jalen Hurts throw a pick. You can justify it. You can massage it. You can make a narrative at it any way you want, Prince, Reyes, or any of these other guys. Bottom line, people watched it and drew their own conclusions. Whatever you say. By the way, that's going to be a topic also on my TV show this weekend. Do I think it really matters that he threw an interception in camp? Of course not. Okay? Of course not. Yeah, this is always great. I'm so dumb. This guy's here every freaking day. Thank you, dude. Keep up the good work, Prince. Guy's a tool. They tune in to see him fail. I'm sticking to that, and I normally don't comment, but it is what it is. Yes, there's people that tune in to see him succeed, and there's people that tune in to see him fail. Absolutely true. No question. CJ, I could care less either way. To me, Jalen Hurts is good content. Got nothing against the kid. I don't know him from a can of paint. I don't pretend to know people unless they come on my program or know about how they are behind the scenes. That's not for me. I don't really care. I'm not in love. I'll tell you a guy that I heard Darius Cooper today, and I like that dude. I like that dude, man. I will tell you. I like that dude. I see why people like that guy. I loved listening to him talk today. That was pretty good, man. He's good in front of a microphone, too. I like him. Yes, sir. Yes. Sills, I'd sell the shit out of the 16 million views. Our fans are so locked in, they watch everything. Raise the ad revenue. Hey, Bob, that's exactly right. These guys get butt over shit like this. It's quite comical. You don't think it's a big deal throwing an interception? In practice, why are you making a big deal out of it? I'm not. 16.2 million people did. National people are retweeting it out that the guy's throwing picks in practice is what I'm pointing out. Stop being sensitive. You're a moaner. I am. I'm talking about the biggest story about an interception that's been all over social media. My God, you will never get it. This is a gimmick when you're looking at things like that. That's a gimmick. Holy cow, no wonder wrestling fans and NFL fans are close and closely knit together. That is going to help Jalen Hurts. There you go. That is a great take. 16.2 million people proves Jalen is the face of the league. You could clearly make that point. Upset? I'm thrilled that got that much views. Upset. I'm upset over content. Hey, by the way, stop aiming your angst at me. Sills, here's the idiot Bob Lang will do next. When Jalen throws a TD, they'll post the crap out of it to overcompensate. Of course they will. He knows what he's doing. He's telling a story. You notice they didn't put up the interception he threw today? The circus called are running out of bread. 65 per coming up. That's why people are tuning in. Sills, assuming his audience is casual, looky-loos, and stirring up trouble again. Hot takes and hot cakes. Reyes from Fishtown on line 3. These people will never get what's going on. They don't get what moves the needle. People are looking at people that move the needle. No one would be talking about it if you didn't bring it up. You talk shit about it and cry when people defend it. If you can't take the heat, then stop with the takes. 16.2 million people watched it. And you think I'm not going to bring that up? Bro, David, stop being so freaking sensitive over your girlfriend. Hurts is going to take a pay cut. More likely unless he wins the Super Bowl or Hurts has an MVP season. They posted it for a reason. It's great marketing. Yeah. Sills, attend an Eagles game and knock Bob Lang out, please. This show will blow up. Hey, Bob Lang knows what he's doing. He's just a creep, but he knows what he's doing. He's the worst media guy in Philadelphia, and he's one of the worst media PR people in pro football, and everyone knows it. He was an asshole in San Francisco. Ask Ed DeBartolo. Hey, somebody next time ask Bob Lang what Ed DeBartolo thinks of him. That ought to be an interesting take. Hurts hate is real. Hurts love is real. The Hurts love is real also. You got to put it in both contexts with that comment. Both are real. You got people defending and you got people jeering. Yes. Yes. It's both real. Sills, thoughts on a Jomo versus Fred Johnson fights. Fought 3 plays in a row. Ajomo went for Fred's legs and day was over. Repeatedly, the biggest crap in camp in years. How he talked to both on the field after. How he did? What's a general manager talking to my players for? About getting into a fight. Holy cow. Okay? Let's see here. Sills. It shows me that Hurts is learning he's throwing to the middle. Q made a good play. Brown quit on the route. I'm hearing he may be cut. Of course you're hearing he may be cut because that's the new excuse angle for the fans. Sills, do you think the Eagles would have released that video 2 years ago? It seems like the Eagles shred Hurts back when he was in the Eagles' long-term plans. It feels different now. I don't think there was any intention of trying to hurt Jalen Hurts on that video whatsoever by the media people. It landed wrong. DFW. Half the NFL fan base thinks Hurts is as stiff as a passer. And they've got proof of it. The other half defends him. And that's what you got with that video. You're right. I do agree with that about the general manager stepping in. The coach should have full autonomy with that shit. I've never seen anything like that. A general manager comes over and talks to both players after they get into a fight when they're out there scrimmaging. What the hell is that? What would he know? Guy needs a Tokyo phone book to look both in the eye. Stick to GMing, guy. That's insane, man. I wonder what got Ajomo so worked up, but that's a terrible look. No, it's not. Going for a dude's legs. Fred's a pretty big guy. Ajomo must be a wrestler. All right. So, again, do I think that video helps or hurts Jalen Hurts? I think it's great for Jalen Hurts. Because if Hurts has a great year, that video will help him win the most valuable player award. And if Hurts sucks, he'll be out of town. That's what I like about it. That's a video of clarity. Some love him, some don't. Well, there's going to be no gray area. Okay? There's going to be no gray area. It is. It's great for Jalen. Dude, the video was meant for Quinyon Mitchell. Not for Jalen Hurts. But that's not how many people took it. Xander could pronounce land a sponsorship with Sherman Williams with now know him from a can of paint. How you doing? Sills, who are some of the bottom of the roster or second team guys you're going to be looking out at in the game on Saturday? Well, I'll tell you, flat out, I'm going to be looking in that defensive positions, especially in the secondary corner. Vic pointed out you're not very deep there. I want to see Ty Robinson make a play. I'd like to see that. I want to see if Eli Stowers gets some playing time. Markel Bell. I want to see Brian Young. Vic's going to play some guys. I can feel it already. I don't believe he's going to play, obviously, his superstar guys, but I wouldn't be shocked if Nolan Smith, who, by the way, is getting passed by Jalix Hunt in camp. He's completely getting passed. Sills, if I was in Buffalo right now and our quarterback only got 900K views, I'd be asking, where are our fans? What's wrong? Because nobody thinks Josh Allen sucks as a quarterback. I don't see Jalen Hurts working with Wicks after practice, so it's clear they aren't on the same page. He's working with Lemon and Brown to build chemistry. Or maybe those guys need more help with the offense. Why would he need to work with Wicks when Wicks knows more about the offense than Hurts? Especially since it's a Green Bay offense. Are you sure the Eagles weren't working in a Herbert playoff game play? No, just a regular season play. Sills, I heard Laurie got involved in the fight too alongside Howie. Was tag team. Nolan Smith reportedly still getting it done as a run blocker, though. Correct. Allen fans would see it as an anomaly. Right. Correct. So, let me go here. There's a pretty good little commentary brought up here. And I want to bring this up now. By the way, like I said, at the end of the day, that video is going to clearly, it is by far going to clearly define Jalen Hurts' year, because that shows you what people are looking, what they're looking at for this coming season. Clearly looking on what they're going to see this kid this year, whether or not he's going to get that offense. Tells you all you need to know. So, all right. Dan Orlovsky, ranking NFL quarterbacks by traits, best arm, accuracy, and more. And here, you're going to hear us talk about quarterbacks a lot in NFL Live. He does NFL Live for the upcoming 2026 season. And he does a pretty good job here at breaking down the traits of these quarterbacks. And he does a really good job. So here, and Orlovsky, I think, did a pretty nice job when it came to talking about what quarterbacks have the best arm strength, accuracy, and whatever. So here was arm strength. Josh Allen, number 1. Justin Herbert, 2. Caleb Williams, I was kind of shocked here, 3. Stafford, 4. Mahomes, 5. Baker Mayfield, 6. Drake May, 7. Joe Burrow, 8. Lamar Jackson, 9. And Dak Prescott, 10. I would say you could probably take those 10 guys and you could probably move them around to whatever you think. But those sound like the top 10 guys to me with arm strength. Let's go on now to another category. Ball placement, accuracy. Matthew Stafford, 1. Drake May, 2. That is right there why A.J. Brown wanted to go to New England. Is because he wanted an accurate quarterback. Right there. Drake May, 2. Sam Darnold, 3. Joe Burrow, 4. Jared Goff, 5. Jordan Love, 6. There could be the difference right there between the Eagle Green Bay offense and the Packer Green Bay offense. Who's the more accurate quarterback? Love. Josh Allen, 7. Lamar Jackson, 8. Brock Purdy, 9. And Dak Prescott, 10. Those are probably your 10 most accurate quarterbacks that you're looking at. So, ranks with the arm strength. Pretty much the same guys. Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, Caleb Williams, Matthew Stafford, Patrick Mahomes, Baker Mayfield, Drake May, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Dak Prescott. Arm strength. The accuracy, ball placement, Stafford, May, Darnold, Burrow, Goff, Love, Allen, Lamar Jackson, Brock Purdy, and Dak. This is Dan Orlovsky over at ESPN. Dak's probably too low. Probably. Mechanics, footwork, reading of defenses, progression reading, checkdowns, auto-bullying at the line of scrimmage, smooth throwing motion, strong base, great footwork in the pocket. Stafford, 1. Burrow, 2. Daniel Jones, 3. I think that's crazy. Jared Goff, 4. Dak Prescott, 5. C.J. Stroud, I think that's crazy. 6. Caleb Williams, 7. Mechanics? Why is he at 55% if he's got good mechanics? I think Orlovsky's off his rocker with this list. Jaden Daniels, Josh Allen, and Lamar Jackson. C.J. Stroud, his completion percentage was low. Caleb Williams is at 50%. I mean, and Daniel Jones has had 7 good games. Yeah, okay. Decision-making with the football. Allen, 1. Stafford, 2. Jordan Love, 3. Drake May, 4. Jaden Daniels. Dak Prescott at 6. Lamar Jackson at 7. Joe Burrow at 8. Mahomes at 9. Jalen Hurts at number 10. Decision-making with the football. Yeah, I agree with that. This guy would rather take a sack than have a turnover. He'll throw it out of bounds. Absolutely. Here's probably the most important you could possibly have, which is pocket presence. Drake May's number 1. Joe Burrow, 2. Darnold, 3. Herbert, 4. Prescott, 5. Lamar, 6. Caleb Williams, 7. Man, is he high on Caleb. Brock Purdy, 8. Daniel Jones, 9. And Trevor Lawrence, 10. Second reaction ability. This is, again, going off script and making plays with your arm. And post-snap reads. Allen, 1. Caleb Williams, 2. Patrick Mahomes, 3. Drake May is all over these. He's one of the most fundamentally sound quarterbacks in the league today. That's a true statement. Sam Darnold, Bo Nix, Lamar Jackson, Jaden Daniels, Baker Mayfield. Those are your quarterbacks and your traits. The pocket presence. Look at where May is. May's 1 on pocket presence. He's 4 on decision making with the football. He is 2nd in ball placement. He's 7th in arm strength. That's why A.J. Brown went to New England. I'm with you. Okay? Get this. We're talking about individual skill set. Only people who say May is overrated didn't watch him in the regular season. We'll find out this upcoming season. It'll be funny if May struggles this year. Yeah, I remember Prince saying the same thing, that Josh Allen would struggle when they ended up losing Stephon Diggs. I love this. This is always my favorite stuff. Dan Orlovsky was the starting quarterback of an 0-16 football team. He obviously lacked everything he's talking about. Nick Sirianni never played a down of pro football in his entire life. So you think you have to play or not play to know what you're talking about? Of course you didn't. Bo Nix will take Denver far if turnovers are minimal. I'll tell you what, I can't believe the job that Sean Payton's done with him. May is in his 2nd year with McDaniels. He's going to get better, not worse. Correct. I can't wait to hear your excuse when May has a shit year. He will. All quarterbacks do. Even Hurts. I hate watching AJ, but I'm not going to say nonsense about May. He's really good. I don't think Burrow has a top 10 arm strength. He's just one of the most accurate quarterbacks in the NFL. He's had some great skilled people, too. Let's not forget something, too, dude. Okay? He had Jefferson and all them guys down at LSU. He had some great players around him. Actually, Mount Union has got great respect for me. They got one of the greatest winning streaks of all time down there. Yeah, no, listen. That is a formidable school with great winning tradition. I don't care what level it is. Denver is the perfect example as to why KP sucked last year. They ran a super cool looking basic offense. Yeah, and they did. They did, but Cortland Sutton is a very underrated guy. He is. Very underrated. If Bo Nix didn't go down, Drake would not be in the convo. I'm not a Bo Nix fan whatsoever. Kim, he finished 2nd in the MVP voting. Let me double check that. 2025 NFL MVP voting. And it's a regular season award. Yeah. Matthew Stafford got 366 votes, 24 first place. Drake May got 361 votes, 23 first place votes. He lost the most valuable player award by 7 votes. I mean, Kimmy finished second. Some of those rankings, he were off his rocker. Denver has a top 5 defense, too, arguably one of the best secondaries. So does the Seahawks. Seal's thoughts on Mayfield playing with an edge this year and becoming Rodgers' replacement next year in Pittsburgh. Could see him anywhere. Could see him in Los Angeles taking over for Stafford as well. Could see him being a starting quarterback in Miami. Could see him being a starting quarterback with the Jets. You know? All right.